Tom Cruise has become one of the biggest stars in Hollywood thanks to his daring stunts and memorable parts in the Mission Impossible movies and Top Gun movies. But even though his work is still going strong, his personal life has been in the news a lot lately, with high-profile relationships and divorces. One of the most surprising stories is about how Cruise and Russell Crowe, who used to be good friends, broke up after all the stress of the Mummy set. This is the first time Russell Crowe has talked about Tom Cruise. He says he doesn't like him. See what happens at the end. The American actor and producer Tom Cruise is known for his many parts in movies and TV shows, such as Top Gun, Maverick, Edge of Tomorrow, and the Mission Impossible series. He has also been in a lot of great movies, such as Jerry Maguire, Risky Business, Valkyrie, and A Few Good Men. He often does his own stunts. Because he is so good at acting and stunts, he has been nominated for 4 Oscars and won praise for many other parts, such as in Magnolia and Born on the 4th of July. People know Tom Cruise from his movies, but his personal life has always been the center of attention. There has been a lot of talk about his marriages to Nicole Kidman and Katie Holmes. He has been married 3 times and separated twice. He's also known for being a big Scientology fan. You might be surprised to learn that some famous people really dislike Tom Cruise and don't want to be near him. Rob Lowe said that he doesn't like Tom Cruise because he's too competitive, and Brooke Shields has a grudge against him because the Mission Impossible star called her careless because she took antidepressants for postpartum depression. Russell Crowe, on the other hand, doesn't like Tom Cruise and isn't afraid to say so. Russell Crowe is a famous actor and director who has won many awards for his tough roles. The Australian actor, who was born in New Zealand, has won over a lot of fans with his rugged good looks and great movie roles. He got an Oscar for his role in the movie Gladiator in 2000. He has also been in many movies, such as A Beautiful Mind, Louisiana Confidential, Les Miserables, Man of Steel, Noah, and Thor: Love and Thunder. It is well known that Crowe is generous and gives money to schools and other good causes. He hasn't had as much trouble in his personal life as Tom Cruise does. He was married to Danielle Spencer until 2018. They have 2 boys together. Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise met at a BBQ put on by Naomi Watts in 1992. Nicole Kidman was married to Tom Cruise at the time, and she set them up. Richard was already friends with Nicole. They became friends because of this. A woman brought together 2 of the best leading guys in Hollywood, and they became friends for a short time. Still, they never got to work together on a movie until 2017's The Mummy. It was clear that the famous stars were not friends by the time they worked together on this movie. Everyone was curious about why there was so much tension between them. That's when Russell Crowe finally spoke out about Tom Cruise and said the reason their relationship ended. Before they shockingly split up, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were Hollywood's hottest pair. It seemed like everyone knew about the famous pair, and they were always being asked about their relationship. Tom was already a famous person in Hollywood at that point, but everyone wanted to know who won his heart. They met for the first time on the set of Days of Thunder in 1989. They went out together for a year and fell in love. After some time, they finally got married in a small wedding on Christmas Day 1990. Soon, the couple became a famous pair in Hollywood, and fans followed everything they did. They worked together on movies after they got married, like the westerns Far and Away. They also met Princess Diana of Wales and became friends with her in 1992. In 1997, they went to her funeral together as well. As their relationship grew, they had children. It was in 1992 that they adopted a daughter named Isabella Jane. It was in 1995 that they adopted a boy named Connor. The couple has never been in the news or talked about their kids' lives in public. Nicole joined the Church of Scientology with Tom because he has always been known to be a member. She finally left the church in 1997, though, and led Tom to do the same. She said that she quit the church because she didn't like the boss of the church. Along with that, her father was a therapist, which is a job that the church doesn't like, which makes it hard for her to stay. Nicole and Tom did not appear on screen together since 1999, when they were in Eyes Wide Shut. Nicole said that the couple had been married for a long time and had made many wonderful moments together. In 2001, though, Nicole was caught off guard when Tom asked for a divorce. Their public comments said they were splitting up amicably, but Nicole did not expect what happened. In 2001, Tom began dating Penelope Cruz, and the two were together until 2004, when he married his third wife, Katie Holmes. No one could figure out why Tom chose to file for divorce all of a sudden, so the end of their messy divorce was very strange. He only mentioned issues that could not be solved. Nicole even asked Tom over and over to change his mind about the split, but he wouldn't. She said that the breakup hurt a lot and was bad for her for years. Nicole, on the other hand, has been very into acting since her split. In 2003, she was nominated for an Oscar for her role in The Hours. She also got married again to country music star Keith Urban. They have 2 children together. You might be curious about what Russell Crowe has to do with all of this. Crowe and Kidman have been good friends for more than 30 years. It's no surprise that Russell and Tom are fighting now that Tom got Nicole divorced out of the blue. They've been friends for a long time and have worked together on projects like Boy Erased 2018 and Variety Studios Actors on Actors. Nicole said that because she was friends with Russell, it was easy for them to play a married pair in Boy Erased because they were already close. In 2019, they were shocked to find themselves sitting next to each other on a Qantas flight from Los Angeles to Australia. This was a public sign of their friendship. Russell called her one of his favorite people in a picture that they shared on social media. Nicole added a comment that said, 30 years of friendship and counting on your way home for Christmas. You never know who you might meet. Nicole has been very open about her friendship with Russell, even though the two of them have different ideas about how they met as teens. Nicole says they met for the first time at a party at her house in Sydney. Russell denied the story and said, I never did that. She said Russell drank champagne out of her shoe. You didn't talk to me while I stood behind you, no matter what friends say in an interview. Nicole told him that she loved and cared for him very much because they had been friends their whole lives. There have been many stories about the 2 Australian celebrities, Tom, because they are close friends. Some people think they are dating behind each other's backs, but they are just friends. These 2 people have always worked together, in addition to being friends. In the beginning, they were going to be in the movie Eucalyptus together. Things went badly with the project's creation, though, and it had to be held up. After more than 10 years, they played a married couple in the movie Boy Erased. Russell was funny when he said, I waited a long time to be married to Nicole. In public, the friends have said nice things about each other's acting. Russell said, Nicole's acting is too smooth to describe these days. He also said that she is brave to stand up for the truth and that her clarity is what makes her so interesting. Nicole also talked about how much she loved working with Russell. She said that they don't need to practice, put in any time, or work on their marriage because they know each other so well. Russell and Nicole have had a strong bond over the years, the kind of bond that only comes from being friends for a long time. That's why he was totally on her side when she was getting divorced from Tom Cruise. Nicole Kidman hasn't tried to hide the fact that her breakup was very hard on her. She said she had a lot of problems after the split. A person who knows the friend said that Russell was angry at Tom after the split because he was loyal to Nicole. Russell had to choose a side after the split, and he chose Nicole. He told the press about the nice guys that he had known Tom since 1992, and that they had been good friends while they were married. He then said that he had agreed to go with Kidman as part of the divorce deal. A person close to the friends said that Russell wasn't happy with Tom anymore after their quick split, saying that Nick was lying, so he cut Tom off from his life. For years, he hasn't been able to stand Tom and doesn't trust anyone else. Russell Crowe finally speaks out about Tom Cruise. He says that the main reason he doesn't like him is that he divorced Nicole Kidman without warning years ago. Russell told the magazine in an interview that his friendship with Tom did not affect his strong bond with Nicole Kidman. He said it was heavy and hard to see them going through a divorce, but he also said what he said about supporting Nicole was just a joke, and that he loves both of his friends the same. When you saw how angry the two men were in public, it was hard to believe that was true. It was also said by someone close to them that Nicole can't stand the thought of her best friend hanging out with the person she hates the most in her city. The person also said that Nicole is very upset that Tom and Russell are still talking, calling it the worst kind of betrayal. They've all denied in public that they have a feud, but no one is sure if what they're saying is true or if everyone is just trying to look good. Nicole was very upset when she heard that Tom and Russell were going to work together on a movie. A close friend of theirs said that Nicole is still hurt by how Tom hurt her years ago, and that she feels completely cheated by Russell. She can't believe he's being so inconsiderate and making her feel so bad. Russell shrugged his shoulders and said, "It's just work," when Nicole asked him about it. He told Nicole that he thought she should move on with her life and not think about the bad things that happened between her and Tom. She wants her friends to stay true to her, though. Russell turned away from Tom more, which was likely because of how Nicole felt. There was a lot of stress on the set, which is likely why the Mummy movie didn't do as well as they both thought it would. Russell seemed to care more about his friendship with Nicole than with Tom, since Nicole felt hurt when Russell and Tom went to the movies together. When Russell and Tom said they were going to be in the 2017 movie The Mummy, the news shocked everyone. Russell agrees to work with Tom Cruise in The Mummy, even though they are angry at each other over the split. Russell will play Jekyll Hyde and Tom will play Nick Morton. There were plans for this movie to be the first in a series, but it only made $410 million at the box office, so the plans for more movies were dropped. That means it's not likely that the friends will work together again. Russell said that Tom was someone he looked up to and was excited to work with him on The Mummy. He said that they had been looking for the right project to work together on, and The Mummy was that project. Russell told Fairfax Media that he and I have known each other since 1992. We got together, and some names are going to be called out here. The party was at Naomi Watts' house, and Nicole Kidman, who was married to Tom at the time, put me in touch with her. He was brought over to where I was sitting. The coolest thing about the joke was that I was talking to the world's biggest movie star at the time. He saw my movies because his wife told him about them, so he asked me questions, not the other way around. We've been friends ever since, and it was a really cool experience. It felt right when the mom came up. Tom also said that he was excited to work with Oscar winner Russell. He told someone, "I've known him for 100 years. And I thought, I can't believe we haven't done this before," as we stood on the set. Since he said he would play Dr. Jekyll, I was very interested in seeing what he would do with the part and finally getting to work with him. Russell said that they liked the fight scenes the most while they were making the movie. "We smacked the shit out of each other," he laughed. They even gave each other a bear hug and talked about Russell's boys in an interview with Fairfax Media, who were thrilled to see Tom Cruise. People didn't think they were excited to work on the movie together, but they were. A lot of the Mummy talk about how tense things are between Russell and Tom while they are shooting. For starters, Cruise had way too much say over how this movie was made. It was a classic case of a movie star getting out of hand. Many people blamed Tom for the Mummy's weak start at the box office because he was in charge of all of the movie's creative decisions, even telling the set to make the smallest choices. Tom stated on stage that he was a perfectionist by saying, "I don't just make movies, I give it everything I have, and I expect others to do the same." Several people in the movie say that Cruise was in charge of many parts of the project, such as approving the script and making decisions about what to do after filming. He also changed how the movie was marketed and how it was released. In Hollywood, Tom already has a reputation for being very bossy, and this could have made things very tense between him and Russell. There were also times when they fought while shooting the movie. During this time, they were said to have been tense because Russell was angry at him because Tom and Nicole got divorced. Some sources also say that Russell and Tom had a fight because Tom was in charge of every part of the movie. Russell kept telling himself that his part wasn't needed and that he was in the wrong movie. Some people even say that the stars let off steam when they fought because they did a lot of their stunts together. For most people, this was the first and last time they saw them on TV. Tom and Russell fought in different scenes. It took 4 days to film one of them. The boss said that Russell and Tom had wanted to work together for 20 years. They talked about many ideas, but none of them quite worked out. When this came up, they both said, "Of course, let's go." It was really hard on the body to film this scene over 4 days. They both won't work with a stuntman. They are both fully engaged. We're doing this on our own. Not a single double will happen. Now you want to know what will happen if they hurt each other. They're going to hit one another hard against walls, glass, and tables. You don't want to just put on a fight where they can punch each other in a small area. They are supposed to ruin the room as they go around it. Tom Cruise also shared a video from the movie that shows what went on behind the scenes. But what we saw was Tom and Russell getting into a fight. There were a lot of people who didn't understand why they were on opposite sides. A lot of people had questions about the movie after seeing the teaser. Many wondered if this was real life or just playing. The movie finally came out, but it didn't do very well. So we don't know when we'll see these stars work together again in a movie theater. Many people had doubts about Russell and Tom's friendship, and one claim was that Tom had brought Russell into the Church of Scientology. Russell later told people that this never happened, though. Russell was very open with People magazine about his life, and when he became interested in the controversial church, since he was friends with Tom at the time, he even went to ask him about it. When asked about it, the star said, "When I was young, I was really interested in religion. We spent some time together when I met Tom Cruise when he was married to Nicole. I thought it would be fun to learn more about what he liked. I watched a Scientology video that I found at the video shop. It wasn't very helpful. I told Tom about it, and I thought he was cool." He also said, "He didn't try to sell me a pair of shoes, he just said, 'If it interests you, go after it.' I believe that the same thing happens with any faith if you find it on your own. I never got around to putting my 2 cents down on anyone's table. I've never walked through the doors of Scientology." This put an end to reports that Tom was trying to convert Russell to the church because he said there was no pressure or attachment. It came as a surprise to hear that people were interested in the church, which helped the players feel less stressed. Lots of people also said that the Church of Scientology made things worse between Tom and Nicole in their marriage. In a book written by former Scientologist Mike Riender, it is said that the church's head set up their relationship. Another thing he said was that a powerful church member was told to get Nicole to agree to the divorce so Tom could move on. It was also said, but not true, that the church was glad that Tom and Nicole broke up because Nicole was pushing Tom away from the church. In his book, Reander said that Tom slowly made his way back into Scientology. But because of this, Tom and Nicole became farther apart. Nicole and Tom went to church together, but Nicole wasn't really interested in becoming a part of the society. Nicole's power over Tom, who was the most famous person in the church, was a threat to the church. People said that the church was spying on them and tapping their phones, but these claims were not true, and the church rejected them. The church also said that Mike Reander was lying about Nicole, Tom, and Russell.